record to this. I did it. All right. Sweet baby Jesus. I recorded it. That would have been awful if we would have went through this and then I did not have a recording. Okay, you guys, welcome, welcome. First of all, thanks for showing up on a Sunday. Thank you. I appreciate that. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Ashley. I've been in this space now for almost 18 months, you guys. Was a full-time nurse, and I'm sure you know my story. I left nursing in 8 months, learning digital and affiliate marketing. And now I'm kind of just doing this full time, you guys, living the best life. And it has blessed me tremendously. And I love when I get an opportunity to help people out in this space. Okay. So, my goal tonight is to teach you guys how to use these robots the right way. All right. I use robots every single day in my business. All right. And it makes it a heck of a lot easier, saves me a lot of time. I personally wish these robots were out back when I started my journey. And so recently, when they came out, I just started using them in my business, and they have definitely taken my business to the next level. So tonight, we're going to break down how to use any robot. Okay, so what I'm about to show you will apply to any robot that we have inside Inner Circle. Okay, it doesn't matter what your niche is, it does not matter what your category is. It could be cooking, it could be gardening, it could be digital and affiliate marketing. Okay, it does not matter. All right, it also does not matter what platform you're going to use these for, okay? Because yes, they are pre-programmed, but they are not programmed for your specific audience, okay? They're not programmed for your specific niche. And that's exactly what we have to do, because even if you are using a robot that is programmed, okay, you don't want to sound the same as everyone else. You want to be able to stand out, and not every single person is going to have the same audience, okay, the same, demographic that they are speaking to. And not only that, the biggest part is sharing your story. And you guys hear this all the time. Well, not everybody's going to have the same story. You shouldn't have the same story. There's only one of you on this planet, right? So you're going to have different stories. And it's important that that comes through in your content and in everything else that you do in your business. So I'm going to show you how to actually program these robots for you, your demographic, and to sprinkle in your story throughout your content. I'm also going to show you how to use them for emails and even creating digital products, okay? Because once you learn how to use these, they're going to take your business to the next level, all right? Oh, can we please mute, please? Hold on a second. Can we please mute? Okay, perfect. I'll just have to keep an eye on. My bad, you guys. So anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, because I am such a visual learner that I need to be shown what to do, right? So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to walk you guys through how I program my robots, okay? And we're going to use one robot tonight. Specifically, just for an example, we're going to use BestieBot, okay? She is inside Inner Circle. Now, please keep in mind, even though I'm using, BestieBot, this will apply to any robot, okay? So any robot that you have, this will apply to it, okay? This will also apply to, the DM robot, the live robot, all the robots this will apply to, but we're just going to use one robot tonight, because quite frankly, I don't have time to go through, 7, 8 of them. Okay. So let me share my screen. The first place that we're going to start with, and if you guys don't have a notebook, it's okay. We recorded this, so you're definitely going to want to go back through this and jot down some notes, because you have to do some homework with this in order to program them. I already did my homework before I showed up, so I'm going to be able to show you guys firsthand how to use it. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is let me share my screen. Let me figure out how I share my screen. Oh, the green button. See, you guys, I'm not tech savvy. I've been in this for 18 months and I'm not tech savvy. And if I can build a successful business and show up like this, all right, you guys can too. All right. So let me share the screen. All right. I think this is what I want to do. Okay, sweet. Okay, I did it. All right. I don't know if I can click out of this or not. We're just going to squish this down below because I'm not sure. I don't want to screw anything. All right, so let's start with this, you guys. The first thing, if you have not gone through my module, all right here, it's in Inner Circle, it's underneath the classroom tab, it's define your audience like a CEO, all right? This is so important for this process of programming the robot, okay? Because if you don't know who your audience is, if you don't know who you're speaking to, you cannot use these tools to the best of your ability to optimize your business. All right. Because if not, you're just going to be spitting in the wind and talking to anybody and everybody. All right. And that's not going to make you any sales. Okay. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is really take this seriously. And you're going to want to go through define your audience like a CEO. All right. It's underneath the classroom tab up here. I go very in depth with this module on how to define them and how to write everything out. Okay. So at the bottom here, I have resources. It's called the worksheet to define your audience. You guys want to click on this, okay? I'm going to show you what it looks like. When you click on this, it's going to bring, hold on one second. Let me move this bar thing down here because that is annoying. Okay, so when you guys click on the worksheet to define your audience, again, that's at the bottom of my module. You guys want to go through that, and you also want to do this worksheet. I know some of you have. It'll look like this, all right? And this is your worksheet. And again, the module breaks down every bit of this worksheet. This is very important that you take the time to do this, okay? Please do not rush this process of filling out this sheet, okay? Be very, very in depth. Okay. Be very, very specific. You noticed right down here, I put like a 12-hour shift. Okay. From the time that your ideal audience, now keep in mind, I teach you through this module how to define them, how to figure them out. You know, they're usually always a past version of yourself. Shocker. Right. So keep that in mind. Okay. Even if you haven't had success yet, even if you're not, you're brand new, your ideal audience is a past version of you before you found, digital affiliate marketing, before you started this journey. All right. And I explained that through that course, that module. So please go through that. But this is the day-to-day life of your ideal audience. So you want to go through as if it's a 12-hour shift. Okay. And what do they think the moment that they get up in the morning when their alarm clock goes off? Hour by hour breakdown. I'm talking about lunch. Are they getting a lunch? Are they working through lunch? Are they sleeping in their car through lunch like I was? Okay. Very, very descriptive because this is like your holy grail. Okay. Because once you guys do this, save this either on your iPad, your laptop, or on your phone, the notes in your phone, okay? Because this, as you go through your journey, will change as your audience evolves and changes and so forth. But this will help you with so much things, and I'm going to explain why. So once you save this, by the way, you guys can save it as a copy, and then you can go in and edit it. So when you're in my course, all right, you go through this course, it's the first page down here. When you click on it, all right, the worksheet to define your audience, it'll open up like this. You can file that and make a copy of it, and then you can edit it, okay? And then keep that. So that's the first thing. You guys want to go through my course, and you want to do this worksheet, define your audience. And the more specific you are, the better this is going to help you, all right? The second thing that I want you guys to do is get another piece of paper. And again, I want this either on the laptop, the iPad, or your phone, please, because we want this stuff to be saved. I want you to write your story. All right. And you're like, well, what do you mean? I want you to write your story. So for example, here's my story. Okay. I was a nurse for 14 years. I worked 2 nursing jobs. All right. I was burnout, suffering with anxiety and depression, yada, yada, yada. I found digital and affiliate marketing. I started literally using my 30-minute lunch breaks as a nurse instead of sleeping in the backseat of my car to learn how to do this on an app. 8 months later, left nursing, paid off over $30,000 in credit card debt, and now I make multiple, 5 figures a month. Okay, my story. Now, if you're like, now, Ashley, I haven't made any money, I don't have any success, you still have a story. Okay. And yes, you do have success. You just don't know that you have success. But the fact that you started this journey and that you enrolled in some course, whether you're an ETS or whatever, because I know we kind of have a mixture of everybody in here, you started this journey. That's being successful. That's having courage. You are so many steps ahead of your ideal audience. Okay. So what was your story? Are you working multiple jobs now? Are you a single mom? Are you the breadwinner? Are you in debt? Okay. What is your story? Okay. What have you overcome in life? Write it down. I'm being very serious with you. Okay. Write it down. Are you juggling multiple jobs? Are you learning this when your baby goes to bed? Are you learning this in between lunch breaks? Like whatever the case is, what is your why? Why did you even start this? Why do you want this? Why do you want to make money online? Okay. That is your story. So you're going to have two pieces. The first piece is your ideal audience worksheet that I showed you. All right. So you guys are going to fill all that out after you go through my course. The second thing is your story. So every single thing about your life. You're divorced, you've had a career, like whatever the case may be. All right. Write your story out. Okay. Now here's what we're going to do with it. Hold on. Let me go up here one more second. Perfect. Okay. Now you have those two things. Now I'm going to show you how we program a robot. Okay. So we're going to go over here. And again, once you guys open the robots, let me show you where to go first, because some of you may be completely new and you're probably like, where do I even find the robots? Let me show you, because I'm just assuming everybody knows where they are. Let me show you. Okay. You're going to go underneath your classroom tab, you guys, and then you're going to come down here. All right. And here are all your robots. Hold on. Let me move this off to the side there. Okay. So you've got your DM robot, and you guys, that's for the DMs, which stands for direct messaging. Okay. I often think people know what I'm talking about, but I know that we have some complete beginners on here. So direct messaging Bestie Bot, that's what you want to use. We also have the viral Bestie Bot, all right, to help your content and everything go viral. Your branding Bestie Bot, you guys, mindset, ManyChat, like these are all the bots. Okay. All the bots. All right. If you guys are coming in, please mute, because I think I just heard somebody. That's okay, guys. That's okay. I know it happens. All right. So this is where you find your bots. Okay. So like say we're going to, one second, say we're going to click on a bot to access it. You guys will click on this. All right. And then you'll click on it says access viral Bestie Bot. And again, this goes for any bot. Okay. You're going to click on that, guys. It's very, very, very simple. Just click on that. It will open it up into ChatGPT. Now, you can use it. I'm sorry. I got somebody. Guys, please make sure you're muted, okay? When you click on the link, it will open it up into ChatGPT. You do not have to have the paid version. You can do this with the free version, but you are only allowed 5 prompts a day. Then you have to wait for the next day. I have the paid version. I think it's $19 or $20 a month. Well, freaking worth it, because like I said, my business, guys, I use robots every single day. Every single day. Do you know how long it takes me to create content? 5 minutes. 5 minutes to create my content, because I use robots. Okay. This will change your life. Okay. Robots have also created my digital products. All right. Which then you just copy, paste, upload into Canva, and you guys can put on your storefront and sell for 100% profit, by the way. Okay. But you can't just throw anything up there if it's not geared towards your audience, their needs, and what they're wanting, a problem that you're solving. Okay. So that's why I said it's very important to nail down your audience, because everything else you're wasting your time on. Okay. So this is how you access the robots. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to open up Bestie Bot. I'm going to use her as an example. She's one of many robots that I have. All right. We're going to use her as an example. So please keep in mind, It does not matter if I'm using BestieBot, DMBot, BossBot. It doesn't matter. They will all work the same way with this, okay? But I want you to see how I program her for me, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. And guys, once you click on access the robot, she will pop up. You kind of have to put something in her. She ain't going to spit stuff out, okay? So once you click on the robot, this is what you're going to have. Okay. Now, this robot is incredible. It's pre-programmed, but it's not pre-programmed for your audience or your story. Okay. So this is how we have to use it. Before you do anything, we're going to throw in our ideal audience. So let me show you. Let me grab mine. All right. So this is my ideal audience. Look at this crap, you guys. Okay. I'm very in depth. Okay. I gave her a name. Her name's Sarah. Okay. Like that's her stuff. Okay. Very in depth. So the more in depth you guys can get, the better off it's going to be. Here's what I'm going to do. Copy and paste it. All right. So watch this. Copy. All right. We're going to go into here. We're going to paste this. She's going to freak out. We're just going to let her freak out. Okay. So we're going to paste this and we're going to hit. And she's just going to go off. So we're just going to let her go off. Okay. We're not going to do nothing. Okay. Because we haven't put my story in. All right. Now, I want you guys to notice this. Come over here and look on the left-hand side where my little cursor is. You see how it said content strategy for Sarah? All right. You guys want to name this. All right. You want to name this because each thread, this is considered a thread. We've just started a thread with BestieBot. So each time you guys open a robot, you are creating a thread. All right. And that thread is programmed, and that thread will keep all that information that you put in there and that you ask it. If you were to click out of this right now and I were to click BestieBot again and ask her something, if I don't recopy and repaste my audience in there, she is not programmed. All right. So understand every single thread that you open up has to be programmed. Okay. So somebody, can you please mute? I hear an echo. So for example, I have a robot specifically for content. Okay. So I would name this thread, probably bestie content. Okay. And then I have a thread for lives. I have a thread for DMs. I have a thread for digital products. Do you guys follow? So each category of my business has a thread that is named, okay? So that I know each one serves a certain purpose, okay? And I've programmed each thread. So we put the audience in here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste my story, okay? So we're going to grab my story. And let me go up here and find my story because I wrote all this before we got on here. All right. Boom. Okay. So we're going to copy my story. All right. We're going to go back. Now we're going to paste my story in the same thread. We put the audience in. Now we're going to post my story. Okay. And she's going to go wacky. Okay. All right. So now we're just going to let her spit stuff out. Now we can use her. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, and look, she already started this, guys. Like, look at this. Look at this. TikTok script. I used to sleep in my car between 16-hour shifts just to survive. She literally has spit out my literal entire story. Okay. Right there. Now, say you want to use her for content. Here's what you're going to do. You got to ask her, can you give me 3 pieces of content for today targeting my specific audience? And I probably spelled that wrong. Yep, I think so. Audience. And you guys can spell stuff wrong. They don't care. It'll pick it up. Targeting my specific audience and their desires. Boom. Watch what she does. All right. Now, It's spitting out all this content. Okay. You guys, this is a script. If you want to do talking content, just freaking read it. At the bottom is your CTA, okay? Now, I like to do non-speaking content, so I'm going to get more specific with her, okay? You guys can ask her for carousels, you can ask her for reels, you can ask her for talking content. I'm going to say, can you give me 3 hooks for reels targeting my audience? Here they are. Hook number 1. I used to cry before work and sleep in my car between shifts. Boom. You know what you do with that? You copy that. You put that on your screen. If you're going to do non-speaking content, that's your hook, baby. That's your hook. Okay. These are all different hooks. Now, watch this. Okay. If you're going to do a caption, you're simply going to copy this and you're going to put, can you write me a caption for this hook? Okay. Then you're going to put, please add a call to action at the bottom. Make sure to sprinkle a little bit about my story and journey. Because again, guys, here's the thing, okay? If you're not doing talking content, okay, and you're doing non-speaking content, your caption is where you need to shine. All right. And maybe I'll do a call specifically on content, okay? Because your caption is where you want to sprinkle your story in if you're doing non-speaking, okay? So here it is. And you know what you do? That's really freaking long. I don't like it. So you're just going to tell her, can you shorten it, please? Can you shorten it? Remember, when you do any type of captions, don't make it long. People they don't want to read a book, okay? They want something quick and they're going to skim it. So you have to keep talking to her to get what you guys want, okay? So look at this one. This one is super short, okay? So you're just going to literally copy this and paste it. It's literally that simple. Now, you can ask her anything. Can you give me a strategy to grow, a strategy for growth? Right? There you go. All right. So here is your strategy specifically for your audience. So notice how she's talking about Sarah. Again, this growth strategy is specific towards my audience that I programmed her for. Okay. So it does not matter if 7 people. Oh, guys, please go ahead and mute. Thank you very much. It does not matter if we're all using BestieBot, because when you program her with your specific audience, she's going to spit out content, strategies, everything specifically for your audience. Okay. This is how we can all capitalize off of these robots, but yet still be very different in this space and brand ourselves. Okay. Which is the whole goal. We don't want to be the freaking same. Okay. So she just spit literally out a whole entire strategy for me. Now, watch this. If you are like, you know what, Ashley, I don't really have time to sit down about content or anything. I need a content like ready to go. Let me ask her for 7 days worth. Can you give me 7 days worth of content? I would like 3 types of content a day. Speaking to my audience, please make sure it's highlighting their desires, okay? Their desires, because we always don't want to do pain point marketing, you guys, because we do want to talk to their desires, right? Okay, because they know what their issues are. Oh, guys, can we go ahead and mute? Thank you. Because they already know what their issues are, right? We don't want to make them feel worse, all right? We want to show them the desire, the outcome that they could have, right? because that's the golden nugget. So please make sure it highlights their desires and and also converts. All right, let's see what she spits out. Okay. Here you go. Day one. All right. So look, she's breaking it right down for you guys. Now, here's the thing. Every time that you use this thread, hold on one second, guys. I gotta mute somebody. Every time that you use, oh, hold on a second. Sorry, Ken, I had to mute you. Sorry, buddy. Every time you use this thread, she's holding all of this stuff in there, okay? So I would label one specifically for content. So pick a robot that you want, whether it's the viral robot, you know, the bestie OG, and I would label that content. And every time you want to create content, go into this thread over here that we've already renamed. It already has your audience that's copied and pasted in there specifically for you. All right. Your audience that you want to reach. Guys, this works on any platform, not just TikTok. These robots work on Instagram and Facebook and Threads. I use them on Threads. I use them on Instagram. I use them on Facebook and TikTok. Okay. It doesn't matter if you're in the cooking niche, the gardening niche, okay? If there's somebody in here right now that is going a different path with, you know, digital and affiliate marketing, and you're, you know, an affiliate for, I don't know, gardening products or whatever, this will work with any audience, any category, but you guys have to program it, okay? It's already pre-programmed, but not towards your specific audience, all right? And not with your specific story that makes you you. And that's how you're able to sprinkle your story throughout the content. So like, you know, when Lindsay and them talk about, you know, your storytelling and stuff like that, when they drop things like that, and you've heard people talk about share your story. This is how you freaking share your story. You got to put it in a robot and just let her spit the stuff out for you, okay? So what I would do if we wanted to create, say, we wanted to create a digital product. All right. Here's how I would do that. I would click on her again. All right. Now she's blank. Now we can't just go in here because she has no idea who my demographic is. So she doesn't know what their problems are, their desires are, how we even freaking speak to them, right? So what we'd want to do is we want to go and we want to copy this all over again. All right. So we'll go down to, guys, if we could just mute for a second. Okay, I know sometimes it's difficult, guys, but it's just easier if we all mute, okay? That way I don't hear no echoes, okay? So here is, let's see here. Let's go down here to my avatar. Here she is, okay. We're going to literally copy her again, all right? Because I have all of her desires, all of her issues, everything together, all right? So now we're going to copy and paste in there. And now what I'm going to do so that I don't get confused, you guys, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to rename this digital products, okay? Because my desire is I would like to create something small for my audience, okay? So I'm going to put a digital product, okay? So that I know that this is my thread. If I ever want to create, you know, a little ebook, a master class, whatever, okay? So she's in there and I'm going to ask her, can you please give me some ideas for a digital product that would serve my audience's needs and provide a solution. Please do not, guys, now listen to this. I love to do this. When you're asking for stuff, say don't be generic. You got to talk to it like it's a girlfriend, okay? Please do not give me anything generic, okay? Please do not be generic, okay? Because if you're generic, you sound like everybody else, all right? So let's see here. Ooh, look at this. The I'm So Broke Budget Makeover Kit. Trust the Process Starter Packet for the Online Biz Skeptics. All right. What else does she give us? lunch break launch pad 14-day challenge. Now, you guys, that's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, okay? That's kind of cool. Okay. It's basically a PDF guide, 14-day challenge for people that just literally have some, like they just have their lunch break like me. Okay. And then you can go even more in detail. Give me an ebook to create for my audience. All right. Freedom Starter, 5 paths to make money online. All right. And guys, these can go for any category, any niche that you have, what's really holding you back and how to move past it. That would be a really good mindset ebook, you guys. That would be a great one right there for my audience, like a little book or a little guide or something that would be like a very low ticket. I don't know, maybe $7, something like that, that would help my audience break through some of the mindset issues that they have as far as making that first step, into diving in and so forth. What's really holding them back? It could have a worksheet in there, a little quiz or something. Guys, these could also be used as freebies. Okay, these could also be used as freebies. You could type in here, can you give me, a free guide? Can you give me a free template? Something like that, you guys, and you can actually use that to collect your emails. Okay. But again, that's targeting your audience. All right. Your specific audience that you're trying to speak to. And that's why this comes back to it is so important to literally define your audience, because that's going to determine your content. That's going to determine any type of digital products that you ever want to create in the future. That's going to determine your email funnels. That's going to determine, freebies that you might want to add. And also, if you guys think about going live, you want to speak to that audience. So she will literally, these robots are incredible, but you guys have to program them. Okay. You want to use the ideal audience worksheet that I have in my module. All right. Underneath the classroom tab, you guys really want to take your time and fill that out. Copy and paste that inside every robot that you're going to use. All right. And then specifically for the ones that are content, the whole meaning behind them is to create your content. Make sure you write out your story and you put that in there. That way she can sprinkle in your story. So let's go back to the content, because see how I named these threads? That one I know is specifically for digital products, whether I want to create digital products to sell them, targeting my ideal audience, or whether I want to create a freebie. Okay. That is targeting my ideal audience so that I can get their email in return. Okay. Now, if I want to create another piece of content, we can go back in here because, again, we've labeled them. They're already programmed for our audience. This one's programmed specifically our audience and our story. So I can ask her, can you give me 3 pieces of carousels? Ooh, guys, I just started doing carousels for the first time in 18 months. Can you give me, let's just say 3 carousels. Can you give me 3 carousels sharing my story / transformation? All right. Guys, like, are you seeing this right now? Guys, look at this. This is the carousel. Now, if you're like me, I don't like long crap, okay? God bless her. She gave me 7. She gave me 7. Now, some of the carousels that you'll see, they can be 7, but say I wanted a carousel that was only, say, 4 slides. Can you, again, guys, you got to talk to her like she's your girlfriend. Can you please, shorten that into 4 slides? I mean, if you guys aren't using robots, look how much freaking time this is saving me. Boom. There it is. Guys, listen, this is perfect. A lot of times in my stories, okay, like my stories for Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, the stories that I mean, the little circle above, the little story circle, they last for about 24 hours. Guys, I will use these in my stories, and I have made sales doing it this way, by the way, okay? These are great little things where, like, slide 1, you could copy and paste that with a photo of you. For me, I would be in my car probably looking a hot mess as a nurse in my nursing scrubs, right? From like a past picture of me, right? Slide 2, copy and paste with like maybe me sitting down at a computer learning this, right? And then slide 3, maybe a better picture of myself where I look like I have freaking energy and I'm happy and I have joy. You know what I mean? And then slide 4 is the CTA, which is your call to action. Okay. And you're telling people what to do for quote the results that you got. Okay. So this is incredible. So I could use this as a carousel, literally, or I could turn this around and use it as a carousel in my stories. Okay. Carousel number 2, then versus now. Again, could do 2 different types of pictures and so forth. Okay. Just sharing my transformation. And you're like, Ashley, well, I don't have a transformation. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I don't care if you haven't made any money in this space. You have a transformation. You want to know what it is? You started this journey. Okay. You started this journey, started your online business. Hey guys, we could go ahead and mute. Hold on, I'm trying to mute him. If we could mute ourselves, perfect. Thank you. I'll just keep muting everybody. Again, what was I saying? Oh, okay, yeah. So you have a story, you have a transformation. You were literally searching at one point in your life for something that was going to take you out of your situation, right? That was going to help you make money online. And that was where you were. Now you found the golden nugget that's going to get you out of that. Okay. There's so many people in this space that haven't found this yet. Okay. Whether it's another course you promote, whether it's ETS, I don't know, whether it's, a coaching service that you have, there are people out there that need what you have, what you've discovered. Okay. So that is your transformation / journey. All right. You were here and now you're here. And the fact that you found this and that you had the courage to start whatever area you are in your business, whatever course, whatever you guys are in, you've decided to start. You're in it. You're literally doing the dang thing right now. We say that all the time, right? You're doing the dang thing. Those people, your audience, they haven't done it yet. All right. So yeah, you might not have retired your job. You might not be making 30K. You might not be doing any of that, but you're learning how to do that. You're learning how to leave your 9 to 5. Okay. You're learning how to monetize on social media. You're learning how to get your time back, right? So share that part. That is your journey. That is, that's your transformation. You are transforming right now. Guess what? A year from now, my transformation is going to look very different than it does right now, because we all grow at different levels, you guys. Okay. So, in 6 months to a year, I'll be sharing a different transformation. Okay. Because we evolve. You evolve, right? So before I had wins, before I made money, before I left nursing, I would literally just share what I found and how it's going to change my life and what I'm learning. Okay. Because people that were behind me did not find that yet, but I found the golden ticket, like Willy Wonka. I found the golden ticket, they don't have the ticket yet, guys. They don't have the ticket. Okay. So that is your share that. People think, well, I don't have anything to talk about. Yes, you do. You freaking found the golden ticket. All right. You found it. But this is literally how you program a robot. I don't care if it's your, let's go back into these and look at these robots. I don't care if it is the live robot, okay, or the branding robot, okay. It doesn't matter, you guys. All right, it doesn't matter. They all need to be programmed. I mean, the mindset one you don't need to program, but like the boss Betsy, the viral one, the branding one, you guys. Again, your branding is everything, but who are you talking to? So like, how are you going to brand yourself if you don't know who you're trying to speak to? Do you know what I mean? So you got to develop your audience. It all comes back to that at the end of the day. If you don't know who your audience is, guys, you shouldn't really even be making content, to be honest with you, because you're just wasting time and you're just putting spaghetti on the wall. Once you nail down that audience, copy and paste that and use the robots. I don't know why people crap all over robots. Everywhere I go on social media, you don't need a robot. You don't need a robot. I'm sorry, but I freaking need a robot. These robots have saved my life, okay? They've saved my sanity. They've saved me a lot of time, but it's learning how to use them so that nothing sounds the same across the board. And if you guys don't look at my content, go look at it. It is different. But I use these robots in my business every single day. I've used these robots to create emails, guys. They'll spit out emails, okay? So like say for this digital product, say you created a digital product and you needed, 5 emails to go with your freebie or 6 emails to go with your freebie. All you would do was you would just ask her, can you give me 5 to 10 high converting emails, converting my clients to my course, converting my clients to my coaching program, converting my clients to my gardening mini course. I don't know, whatever you have. And she'll spit out emails. And guess what yours truly does? I copy and I paste, guys. I don't have time to sit here anymore and write captions from scratch. Okay. I took a course on content and I would write captions from scratch, hooks from scratch. You know how long it would take me to do content, guys? About an hour to 2 hours a day. Okay. Plus filming. All right. Don't make it difficult. Work smarter, not harder. Use these robots. They do not get enough credit. And I truly believe that people are not utilizing them to their full potential. Once you start talking to a robot and you keep this thread down here, it's saving that because it's a memory. So every time that I go into the content one, every time I go into a digital product one, anytime I go into a live one, say I created one specifically for lives because I wanted it to help me with scripts so that I could have something up against to where I went live. I had bullet points to keep me on track of what I was trying to say and who I was trying to speak to, so because when you go live, sometimes you guys, it can be a little nerve wracking, especially when you're new. So use these and keep these threads and then just keep going back into the same thread for each category that you want to use because it's already programmed for you, your audience, and your story. Now, as your journey evolves, your audience will shift. So like, there are people in this space now where they just do full-blown coaching. All right. They're not selling, a digital course or something like that. So their audience has shifted. So when your audience shifts throughout your journey, you're going to want to sit down again and you're going to want to figure out who is my audience now. And you're going to want to do the same process over again. And again, that will shape your products, your services, whatever you guys decide to go into down the road, that will evolve as well. So I hope this helped. Let me look in the chat to see if we have any questions. Hold on, guys. Let me open this up and see if we have any questions. But that is how you program any bot is an automatic mute. So you know what I thought too? I thought they were on mute, but for whatever reason they weren't, which is weird. Okay. Save my content and made them better. Good. I'm glad, Abigail. Okay. Amen. Need the robots. Yeah, me too. Spending hours on one piece. No, Tara, no. And you guys, I mean, I'm going to give you a little side note here. If you guys do B-roll, and by the way, if you don't know what B-roll is, it's just like content, like doing your dishes, running the sweeper, sitting down at a computer, eating your breakfast. You guys get the gist, right? That's B-roll. Just take a day and shoot a bunch of B-roll and then just, clip it up, unless you're going to do talking. So if you guys do non-speaking, just save B-roll and just reuse that. Rinse and repeat. Okay. Don't make it difficult. I'm really lazy when it comes to content and, I don't do too shabby. Okay. So make it simple, you guys. If you're having issues with content, prep it the night before. Prep it the night. You get guys, know what I did before I got on here? I made my 3 pieces of content for tomorrow. Let me show you. Hold on one second. All right. Let me show you. Let me turn my volume down. And let me show you. I do all my stuff in Instagram. You see them? There's 3 drafts sitting in there, okay? Because I do 3 pillars of content each day. They're done. They're ready to go. All I got to do is log on tomorrow and click post. All right? Make your life easier, guys. Use the robots, create the content, use your robots for your emails, use your robots for your freebies, use your robots. You guys, if you've been in this for a while and you guys really want to create your first digital product, freaking do it. Freaking do it. Do a little guide, do a little calendar, do a little, a little ebook, do something small. You're not going to know unless you guys try. All right. And I'm sorry, but when I made my digital products, I freaking loved it. I was so proud and pumped. Yes, they stunk. They stunk really bad in the beginning, and that's how you learn, right? And that's the thing too, is these robots have helped me with my own digital products in my store. They've helped me revamp my digital products. They've helped me reword things and, my email automations, my email funnels, all of that. Guys, it's not, I mean, this brain, I can't sit down and spend hours. It's ridiculous. Okay. These robots literally are my saving grace. Okay. Finally found the chat. Couldn't find it. I'm glad you found it, Ella. I did a little guide. Okay, good. Let's see. Anybody else have any questions? Hold on. I'm going down the chat to see. Does anybody have questions? You guys want to drop them in the chat? Do you have questions? Did it make sense? Does any of that make sense for you? Oh, wait, here we go. I think I was going too fast. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. Let me go back up here. Hold on. See, guys, I don't even know how to do this tech stuff, and I'm successful. So there's hope for you. There's hope for you. Okay. Is there Agal, I think is your name. Agal, we have that. Okay. I'll speak to you later about that. We have that in my group. Okay. We have that. All right. You guys have that. If you go into our group, you have it. It's under the same title. Okay. Am I late? I thought it started at 7:15. Well, Brenda, it started at 8 p.m. Eastern. This will be recorded, Brenda, so do not panic. It'll be recorded. I have a 67-page ebook Bestie Bot helped me create, right? I think it's Ariel. I think it's how you pronounce it. How did you create your audience? So Ariel, I don't know if you were on here when I was talking earlier, my dear. Let me show you. If you're in Inner Circle, let me go back up here and show you how to create your audience, okay? You're going to go under define your audience like a CEO. And this is my mini course, okay? It's a module. And you want to go through this, dear, and it literally will take you through step by step how to define your audience, who they are, basically how to pull it out of your brain. And then if you go down here, there's a worksheet for you. When you click on this is what the worksheet looks like, okay? And you guys, I will give you rights to it, okay? Because I know some of you are requesting rights to make edits and stuff, but just know all you guys have to do is literally make a copy of this and save it. And then you guys can edit it as well too without asking for the rights. But you can see that once you go through once you go through my module, here is your worksheet, okay? And it prompts you with the questions and everything to kind of pull that information out of, okay? Let me go back and see who else. So I think that answered your question. Hold on, guys. Let me try and scroll down here. Do we put the same info in all bots? So here's the thing. Is it Terry, Tara? I'm sorry, guys, if I'm mispronouncing these. Please give me some grace, okay? So when you're doing anything that's like content related, digital product related, and going live, I would put literally your ideal audience in every single one of them. I would also put your story for the live, creating viral content, anything like that. You don't need to put your story when you're creating a digital product because nobody really cares. Okay, they want the digital product because it's going to get them a result, right? It's going to solve a problem that they already that they have, right? So they're wanting that solution. So that's the whole point of your digital product. But you need your ideal audience in there so it knows what type of products to help you create and refine that is geared specifically towards your audience. But when you guys go live, I would put your story in there and I would put your ideal audience in there because there's going to be certain snippets of your story that it might recommend that you hit when you go live to pull that audience in and to really resonate with them, right? And the same thing with your content. It's very important. Put your ideal audience, copy and paste that, like I said, into whatever robot you're going to use for content, whether it's the Viral or the Bestie, okay? Or whatever robot you guys have or using, okay? I would do that. And I would also put my story in there because, guys, how are you going to tell your story and content if it's not in there? So I just started doing some carousels, you guys. I just started doing some talking pieces of content for the first time after 18 months in the space. And I put my story in there. And it's helping me with like a script. It's helping me with my verbal hooks because that is something that I'm getting uncomfortable with. Okay. We talk about this all the time. Ashley's comfort zone is non-speaking content. Okay. Ashley does not like to do carousels or talk. Okay. I love to go live. I'll go live all day and teach all day, but I don't like to do talking content. So I am busting out and getting uncomfortable and learning how to create talking content here and there. Slowly, I'm integrating it, and it's a mess. I'm not the greatest, but the only way you get good at stuff, you guys, is if you keep doing it, right? Is if you keep doing it. And that is how you be successful, in this area of your online business, whatever category it is. You have to constantly be putting yourself in uncomfortable situations so you can level up. Okay. If not, you're going to stay stagnant. And guess what? I've had a lot of success. I'm very blessed. I love that I do this full time, but I don't want to be at the level that I'm at. I want to go higher. I want to level up. So that means that I have to get uncomfortable. So I am using the robots now to slowly help me do more talking form content. Okay. So yes, I would put your audience in all the robots, but your story I would only put in for content. And then also when you guys go live. Okay. And if you're going to use the DM bot, putting in your audience is a really good idea because it puts in like their hesitations and like what they might perceive this as a scam or whatever. And so a lot of times it will help troubleshoot if someone is in the DMs with you, it will help you respond better to them in a DM as far as their hesitations and kind of navigating those waters, okay? Because you know who you're talking to, you know what's in their mind, you know what they're thinking, you know what their hesitations are, right? You know their self-limiting beliefs. So it'll be easier to convert if you use the DM bot and you've programmed it with your audience, okay? Hope that helps, guys. All right, we're going to continue down. Whenever you can, are we able to make sure these bots save our progress? I always have to start. Okay, Christina. Let me go back, babe. Let me go back real quick, okay? So here is what I said at the beginning. And again, guys, this is recorded, so you will be able to go back. Let me share my screen. All right. So Christina, here is the answer. So right here, I created bestie content, and right here, I created digital product. Do you see how I named them? You can always rename them. Each time you guys open a robot up and you program it and you start using it for X, Y, and Z, it'll be over here. Okay. It'll be over here. But so that you don't get confused, just make sure that you guys rename these threads and just keep going back into the thread. So go back into the thread if you want, viral content. Go back into the thread if you want regular content. Go back into the thread if you want to, reform or, redo your digital product or your freebie and X, Y, and Z. Okay. So you guys want to save, they're always going to be over here. Every time you open up a robot and you start using it, it will be over here. Just make sure you rename it so that you know what thread that is that you were on and what the purpose of that thread was. Because if not, you will get confused. Okay. And you will have to start over. And that's very frustrating. Yeah, you guys have to log in. You guys have to log into the robot. You have to log into the robot. Okay. How this app works. Okay, fire. Oh, I use these bots every single day for my content. Yep, they are. They're super incredible. And that's why, guys, I don't understand why people crap on them. People are out there all over. Oh, you don't need robots. You don't need robots. Yes, you do. Robots make your life easy when you know how to use them. They make your life so much easier, you guys. And I'm just like, that's just stupid. Like, I don't understand why people say that. I think anyone new coming in is automatically not on mute. New. Okay, that makes sense. Save my content, made them better. Okay, guys, I think I'm almost done through all these. Spend hours of content. You guys will love them. What content length is doing the best? Honestly, Ken, I do 7 to 10 second reels. So if it's non-speaking content, I do 7 to 10 second reels. That is it. Anything longer than 10 seconds, you're losing people. You really only have about a 3 second hook. People have literally the time span of like, I mean, it's like 3 seconds. So if you don't hook them within 3 seconds, you're pretty much screwed. Okay. So if you're going to do non-speaking content, me personally, my reels are literally 7 to 10 seconds long. Now, if you're going to do talking videos, you guys want to keep them lower than 3 minutes. I just started doing talking videos. Lindsay's really good with these. So is Courtney. We have other girls in the group. You guys, if you guys don't follow Jess, and Stacy, they are very good. They both, Jess has a module in here, but Stacy and Jess, they do talking videos as well. They are very good. A lot of them are like a minute and a half to like 2 minutes long, but I know you do not want to go over 3 minutes if you're going to do talking. Okay. Hope that answers your question. Oh, it was when I first started. Okay. I did a little guide. Okay. Found the chat. How do we do? How hold on, guys. Let me read this. How do I add the Bestie bot to ChatGPT? Okay, so I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name. A gal. If you're in Inner Circle, a gal, all you have to do is literally go to the classroom tab. And we already talked about this. Okay. If you're not Inner Circle, I will talk to you later because you're one of our guests. Okay. So if you're one of our guests, I will talk to you later. Okay. But if you are in Inner Circle and you're wanting to know how to get the robots, you literally come in here, you guys. Okay. And if there's anybody on here that is a guest, all right, you're one of my people. We can talk later if you guys want to join this. It's an incredible community. As you can see, we have a million robots. Okay. So if you guys want to speak after this, we can and get you in here. It's a great community. So all you guys got to do, like I said, if you're in Inner Circle, is you literally open it up and it says access Viral Bestie Bot. Boom. You literally just click on her and she will open into ChatGPT. And again, you can use it with the free version, guys, but it's only 5 prompts. I highly recommend getting the monthly subscription. I think it's $19 or $20. Okay. Anna. Okay, Anna. We can talk later, Anna. Can we see your ideal avatar for the ideal layout? Okay. Yep. Let me show you. Let me show you. So right here is the worksheet that I have you guys do. All right. However, what I did, I'll be honest with you, if you look at mine is a little bit different. All right. Mine is kind of in depth because what I did was I actually went into BestieBot and I said, can you help me do my ideal avatar? Can you help me find my ideal avatar? So you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it together. Okay. So like say we open her up and you didn't have my worksheet or anything. And say we opened her up, we could say, can you please help me find out who my target, can you please help me define? Let's do that. Can you please help me define my ideal audience? All right. And you guys, like, she's incredible. Like, look at this. Even if you did not have my module, all right, even if you did not have my worksheet, all you got to do is ask Bestie. I want to call her Betsy, but I know that's our mindset coach. All you have to do is ask the robot, you guys, and look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. And you literally just answer these questions. So she'll go as in depth. So like, let's ask her, can you go more in depth with a worksheet? Let's try that. Okay. With a worksheet. All right. Now she should spit us something out. Okay. Boom, guys. Does that not look similar? Gee, the power of a robot. Guys, look at this. Look at this right now. I'm pointing to the screen. I know you guys can't see me pointing to the screen because like literally I'm sharing my screen right now. But like, guys, look at this. This is like literally, guys, how the heck do you think? How do you think I got the stuff for my worksheet? The robot, the robot. Like I said, guys, work smarter, not harder, okay? So that's how you do it. Let's see. Let's kind of, my hardest part is getting my audience since I'm a guy, no kids, divorced. Okay, wait, hold on. Oh, guys, I needed a drink. Like I told you, shut the air off. Okay. My hardest part is getting my audience since I'm a guy, no kids, divorced. Okay, you're a guy that's divorced. Okay. Live on my own, and I focus is on those I want to retire early. Ken, that's your ideal audience. Your ideal audience is people who want to retire early. Okay. Your ideal audience is you, Ken. You are your ideal audience, buddy. I want you to go through my module, define your audience like a CEO. Go through my module, Ken. Go through the worksheet, and I know you have access to these robots, okay? Go through and ask Bestie Bot to help you define your audience, okay? Because that you are your audience, Ken. You are your audience. If you have all the bits, do they share info between them? No, each bot is separate. Each bot is separate. However, Jennifer, I can go into a robot thread and I can copy that whole thread and I can post it into another thread, Jennifer. I hope that made sense. So, like, say I have a thread that is just specifically for content. You could copy all of that and paste it into another robot, but I don't know why you would want to. Because again, each thread has a specific purpose that you save. Whoa, what did I do there? Guys, I think I just, hold on a second. I think I just threw, did you guys see that? I just threw like a red pen down there or something. I don't know. Okay, I guess I got to watch my hand expressions. I think whoa, okay. I don't know what happened there. I think someone has control over my stuff. That's creepy. Anyways, that was weird. Okay, you guys, that was really freaking weird. Anyways, I don't know why you would do that though, honestly, with any robots, because each robot has a specific job. So there's really no need to share information because each robot has a specific job. Like the robot that goes live has a specific job. The robot, that is your mindset has a specific job. Okay. So I wouldn't necessarily share the information because I wouldn't do that. I just think that would complicate things. I always worry about saying the wrong thing on a live and get banned. Well, that'll be something that we work on, Ella. Okay. Again, you guys can use the live robot to help you. And when you guys use the live robot, you can put in your audience and you can put in, TikTok safe words for lives, TikTok banned hashtags, TikTok banned this, that, and it will help you. Not everything is perfect, you guys. Okay, not everything is perfect. Pretty much if you're not repeating things over and over again, salesy. We're gonna have to do a whole thing on going live, you guys, okay? This is about robots. I have been working on being comfortable okay, thank you. Yep. If you hit the mic, you can just speak to the bot instead of typing. Correct, Ken. Correct. I don't do that. I don't like to talk to the robot, but yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay. Just be yourself, try talking in the mirror and record it. Okay. Guys, I think that's it. I think I answered everybody's questions. But yeah, you can talk to the robots. Let me show you really quickly. I'm not going to talk to the robot, but okay. We'll see if she opens back up again. There we go. You can talk to the robot down here, you guys. Do you see where it says dictate and then use voice mode? You guys can talk to the robot if you want. Another thing I want to touch on real quick before we get off, every time she spits you out content, every time she gives you a caption that you like, a product, anything, make sure that you guys are giving feedback. So here's what I mean, okay? So like, for example, make sure you're always hitting thumbs up or thumbs down. Okay. Because that's going to tell the robot, the thread, that they're doing a good job and they're going to give you more of that stuff. Okay. This is how you copy things. All right. That's how you read it out loud. If you guys click on this, the robot will read that to you. Okay. And that's how you can edit Canva if you want. But if you don't like the response the robot gives you, make sure you put the down, like thumbs down. And then if you like it, put a good response. Because again, you guys, the more you use these, the more they're going to be programmed specifically for you. Okay. So again, if I didn't like these hooks, I would give it a down. Okay. If I liked these hooks that it gave me, I would give it an up. So just always make sure that when you're asking it for a response, just make sure that you're always giving it feedback, because again, the more you put into the robot, the more you interact with the robot and the more you give it feedback, it will just pump out that stuff for you. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Yeah, you're welcome. How long does the content last or save forever? I'm pretty sure it's a couple years. I'm pretty sure it's a couple years, Ken. I think it's a couple years. Well, here's what I know. I was using ChatGPT without robots for a very long time, like almost a year, and all the stuff was saved. And I've been using the robots since they came out with the robots, and it's been a couple months. But I believe that stuff will save for a couple years. How do you get them to sound like you? Could not tell you. I do not do that. I do not have the robots sound like me. I don't have them talk like me, nothing like that. That might be something. Is that Ken? Ken, maybe drop that in the community as a question. One of the other girls might know how to get them to sound like you. Now, as far as like your personality, Ken, is that what you're talking about? You have to put your personality in it. You have to type it out, and you also can talk to it. Okay. So that's why some robots might have a little spice. That's why some robots might say bestie, like Bestie Bot says, here you go, bestie. Okay. It sounds like Courtney and Lindsay, because they have probably done it that way. They've probably put their lingo in there, their phrases in there. They've probably spoken to it. You know what I mean? But as far as it like actually talking and like sounding like you, I don't even think that's possible. But I could be wrong, you guys. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Okay, I think that's it. Does anybody else have any questions? Well, Jennifer, no. I mean, you probably could tell her, Jennifer, you could probably tell her, no more bestie. I don't know what she's gonna do. I've never done that. But if you don't like it saying bestie, just don't freaking use it. Just don't use it. You guys, here's the thing. It's going to spit out things that you're not going to want to use. You've tried and it doesn't listen. Well, it is a robot, so it is programmed, Jennifer. Again, guys, nothing's perfect, but if there's something, and I will tell you, like when it spits out content for me, when it writes captions, even if it creates emails, you guys still have to proofread that, okay? Like they're a great resource, but at the end of the day, they're not perfect, okay? They're pretty darn close, but they're not perfect. So there are some times where I'll read a caption for my content and I'm like, I'm not really feeling that. And I'll say, can you give me another version, please? Can you take this part out, please? You guys really got to work with it. Okay. Like it can't read your mind. Like I said, the more you put into it, the more it's going to give you. So I would still proofread the captions. Yeah, exactly. The more that you use them, the more they get to know you. Absolutely. If you guys are just using them once in a while, it's like, guys, it's like dating somebody. They don't know who you are and they ain't feeling it. Do you know what I mean? Okay. So like you really gotta court these robots, if you get what I'm putting down. Okay. Yes, we'll have a recording and I'll post that. Okay. And we are gonna have a recording. Just bear with me, guys. I have to download this. I am going to go live, so it'll be a little while till I download this. It takes a while, and I can't use this computer while it downloads, but we will have a recording of this. It will be up for everyone to go back through with notes and so forth. But yes, the more you guys talk to them on a daily basis, the better they're going to be. I would say pick one robot specifically to help you with content and all of that, okay? Because that's what I use. I use, 1 to 2 robots every single day, and that's what I use. And they know me very well, and I've poured everything into them, okay? And then if I need issues with another area of my business, I'll use another robot, okay? But I usually have the 2 in my back pocket at all times, okay? Any other questions, you guys? Any other questions? I hope that helped, because it will spit out different content towards your audience, and it will also sprinkle in your story. as well. Okay. So those are the two pieces of homework. If you guys didn't do that, if you guys did not do that, go through, like I said, my module, go through, do that worksheet that I have in there, or you guys can literally just open up, BestieBot and ask her, say, hey, please help me narrow down my audience. Please help me define my audience. And she'll do all of that. And you just go through and just answer her questions. Mine's just kind of like a shorter format, but she goes very descriptive. Okay. So you can use her as well. And then sit down and really write out your story, because that's how you sprinkle your story through your content, whether it's in a hook, whether it's in a caption, you even if you do email marketing eventually, you guys, where it's attached to like a freebie or digital product, you're going to want to sprinkle some of your story a little bit and like your journey throughout your emails. Okay. Because people want to know you. That's how people buy. They buy you. They don't buy the product, right? They buy into you, then they get the product. Okay. So it's very important to share your story. And it's such a great way to do that with a robot, because instead of you sitting there and being like, okay, here's my story, and I have like nothing to create today and I'm out of content ideas, guys, let the robots do it for you. I never run out of content ideas. Okay. I have 3 pillars of content that I use every single day. And I literally tell the robot, create me this piece of content, create me this, create me that. And then once she creates it, then I say, create me a caption for this, create me a caption for that. Like, guys, I'm done with content 5-6 minutes. Done, ready to go the night before. Okay. Make it easy. When you can utilize this stuff in automation, you guys, there's other parts of your business that you can focus in on. Okay. There's other parts of your business that you can focus in on. All right. So like take this part off your plate. Don't let it consume you. Don't let content stress you out. It doesn't have to be difficult. I do 3 pieces of content, Heather, every single day. I used to do 6 to 9. And the reason why I was doing that was because I was testing something out. I do 3 pieces of content a day. And you guys, here's the thing. Whatever you decide to do, just be consistent. People ask me all the time, should I post 4 times a day, 5 times a day? I'm going to tell you, whatever you post, you better be consistent. That's what I tell, my people that I mentor. Be consistent. So if 2 times a day is consistent, 2 times a day, don't miss a day. Okay. That to me, that's a non-negotiable. Okay. I show up every day, 3 times a day, and I post because that's doable for my schedule. It doesn't stress me out, and I'm faithful, because the algorithm, no matter if you're on Facebook, Threads, Instagram, or TikTok, it recognizes that. When you guys decide to post 3 times a day and then you post 1 time a day and then you don't post at all, it doesn't know what you're doing. Okay. It gets very confused and it doesn't recognize you. All right. So if 2 times a day is great, stick with 2 times a day. If 3 times a day is great, stick with 3. I personally wouldn't go more than 3. You don't have to. Do you have posts get posted automatically? No, Ken, I do not schedule my posts out on Instagram. I do not do that. That has not ended well for me. I do not schedule them out, you guys. I literally make them the night before. Hold on, let me show you. I make them the night before. There's 3 of them, morning, afternoon, and nighttime, right there, ready to go, you guys, okay? And all I do is log on tomorrow and I just post. I draft my stuff the night before. Okay? I do not schedule them out. Too many things have gone wrong. All right? All right, you guys. If you have questions, you guys can put them inside the community, and I will attempt to answer them. All right. Doesn't matter what time you post them. Heather, here's the thing. I do morning, around noon, and nighttime. Doesn't really matter. I used to be so hung up on specific times. I used to be very hung up on specific times. Okay. So I get up, sometimes I post at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. And then like around, noon, 1 or 2, I'll post my second piece. And then around 5, I'll post my third and be done with it. Okay. I just spread them out, but I don't have specific times. Okay. I don't have specific times, you guys. Doesn't matter. Specific times don't matter. They don't. They used to matter, but they don't. All right. All right, guys. I hope this helped you guys. If you have questions, put them in the community. And moving forward, I talked to Courtney and Lindsay. Moving forward, I'm not going to do Zoom calls anymore like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do short tidbits. So if some of you guys are inside Embrace the Space and stuff, they've been doing that with videos. I love that approach, you guys, because then you don't have to worry about getting on a Zoom. You don't have to sit for an hour. You don't have to sit for an hour and a half. You know, these are things that I can drop in throughout the day that are 5-10 minutes long. You guys can listen and be on the go or whatever and like implement them, you know, throughout the week or whatever. So yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, because you know what, you guys, I mean, I appreciate everybody getting on here, but sometimes, you know, these are long and then everybody stresses out if they can't get on and then you got to watch the replay. So if I can do short pieces here and there and just drop them throughout Inner Circle, that's exactly what I'm going to do for you guys. And like one thing might be a little thing about Instagram, one thing might be a little thing about, you know, something else, you know, just little tidbits or whatever, because I really love the avenue they've taken. And I think it just works for right? It just works for everyone and it just fits into everyone's lifestyle so that you guys are never panicked. And then I think what we'll do is we'll create like a little module and like they'll all go under there. Do you know what I mean? That way you guys can always log in and see, you know, what was posted this week or what was posted this month or whatever. And you guys can just do them at your own pace or whatever and listen to them. Okay. But they'll be short. Okay. So, anyways, have a good night, you guys. I'm going to get off and then I will load this up as quickly as I can and post it and give it to Courtney and Lindsay. So hopefully this helps you guys. All right. It should. Go back, listen to it, take notes. Okay. All right, you guys. Have a good night.